glitter and glamour of a film premiere. But let's start much earlier in the day when the new signs are going up and see how the excitement grows in the cinema itself. While the men on the canopy are watching their spelling, an army of cleaners is at work inside the cinema. Then the flowers arrive by the lorry load. Already you can feel the excitement of a special occasion. It's as if the staff were getting their own house ready for a party, making it look its best, and not grudging a bit of spit and polish either. It goes on all day, getting ready for a party with over 1,000 guests, and that calls for organisation.
Don't forget the guests themselves, Dickie. While all this was going on, some of us, like Diana and Dors, were having to rush home from the studios in time to get ready. Diana was lucky. She managed to get a hairdo before leaving the studios. Janette Scott had her last-minute worries too. The dress Michael Whittaker designed for her was only just ready, and that, as every woman knows, is cutting it a little too fine. Remember this peek behind the scenes of Janette, because you'll be seeing more of her later on. Anyway, she wasn't as rushed as I was, though I won't say who rushed me. You'll never guess it, but Dickie and I started to get ready in plenty of time, but it doesn't seem to make any difference. There's always that last-minute rush. And there's always that little panic of the tickets.
Yes, all right, I know, my fault. But while we were having our panic, the usherettes at the cinema were calmly getting a final uniform check from Miss Walters, the manageress. The first guest was expected very soon now, and in the Circle foyer, Jock McGregor was giving a last word of advice to the starlets who'd volunteered as programme sellers. Organised by the Variety Club of Great Britain, the proceeds of the premiere, about £5,000, went to the Variety Club's Heart Fund for underprivileged children and to the Actors' Orphanage. Movie cameras, press cameras, and reporters with their notebooks all stood ready to record the film and fashion news. And where they go, you're sure to find excitement. As the first cars arrived, a whole day of excitement reached its climax. This was a gala premiere, just as it was across the Atlantic on New York's Broadway. Going into the theatre is Danny Thomas, Lucille Ball with her husband Daisy Arnath, Clark Gable, Jack Carson is one of the stars in the premiere film. And here's the star of the film, Judy Garland, a wonderful person who deserves all the success I'm sure this film will earn for her. And with these scenes of the terrific enthusiasm of the New York crowds, we'll come back to our own rather quieter but equally enthusiastic premiere. Here's Ken Moore and his wife. You'll probably recognize most of the guests, but just in case you don't, we'll pick them out for you.
Allow me, Dickie. Now here's a composed-looking couple. Not the sort who almost forget their tickets, you can see that. But seriously, though, it was very nice to meet up with old friends like Phyllis Calvert and her husband. Maybe I ought to introduce Diana Dors all over again. She looks so dazzling now. No, Dickie, this is my part of the commentary. Getting snapped is Eunice Gayson, and entering the foyer in full regalia is Finlay Curry.
Right, my turn. There's Janette Scott again, looking quite grown up and very pretty. And with her is her mother, Thora Hurd. We've just time to catch a shy smile from John Gregson. And then it's Robert Beatty and his wife as they enter the foyer. Yes, Jack Buchanan, looking as debonair as ever. Over here from Hollywood is Gene Nelson, and with him is Jill Adams. Leo Gand and his wife. Sir John Gielgud and Diana Wynyard. Full of excitement and completely charming, Mize Ettling created a minor riot among the cameras. And Pat Rock, as friendly and as lovely as ever.
Not being allowed to escape the camera is shy but very gracious Anne Todd, followed by television's Mary Parker and Cecil Madden. Full of the joys of motherhood, perhaps, Peggy Cummins, petite and very pretty, followed by an obvious favorite of the press photographers, Kay Kendall. Jack Hawkins still sports a sling after his fall on the ice, but otherwise seems to be in good spirits as he chats to his wife and Elizabeth Allen.
Upstairs in the Circle Lounge, the guests were received by Sir Laurence Olivier, Colonel James Carreras, Chief Barker of the Variety Club, and Mr. Arthur Aberley. Mr. and Mrs. C.J. Latter were there to see Sir Lawrence's hearty greeting to Anne Todd. It seemed as if the glamorous parade of stars and personalities would never end. But then, up in the projection box, the technicians were waiting only for a signal. And that was the signal. Somehow, for those of us who were there, the film itself seemed to be something completely extra in the way of entertainment, instead of just the reason for it all. But what a wonderful film it was.
I was born in a trunk in the Princess Theater in Pocatello, Idaho. It was during a matinee on Friday, and they used a makeup towel for my
when I first saw the light, it was pink and amber coming from the footlights on the stage. When my dad carried me out there to say hello, they tell me that I stopped the show. So I grew up in a crazy world of dressing rooms and hotel rooms and waiting rooms and rooms behind the scenes. And I can't forget the endless rows of sleepless nights and eatless nights and nights without a nickel in my jeans. But it's all in the game and the way you play it, and you've gotta play the game. You know, when you're born in a trunk at the Princess Theater in Pocatello, Idaho.
You've got it. Just the way you dreamed it.
No, I've got more. So much more.
Wonderful that I'm beholding. Hey.
That's for ordinary folks who have to turn on the radio or put a nickel in the jukebox. I've got a private copyright, all my own, including the Scandinavian. I've got the built-in original right in the house every time I want to hear it, and I want it now.
You brought a new world to me, and that it'll always be.
There's nothing left anymore. He's just the shell of what he once was.
Oh, Oliver, I don't believe that. I won't, and I can't. Can you honestly tell me that I'm wrong to do this, to try to take this last chance?
No, my dear, I can't honestly tell you that.
Well, then it's settled.
Settled it. I'll arrange it.
Okay.
Bye, Vicky Lester. And good luck, Mrs. Norman Maine.
And then, the end of an exciting evening, and a wonderful beginning for A Star Is Born.